Hey everybody, welcome back to TomGirl. We are at episode 49 already. Oh my gosh. So I have Dionne Phillips Ford. She is the lash extension extraordinaire. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I need a girl like you. And all girls need a girl like you who can make our eyes pop. Hey guys, Dionne Phillips is here. So excited. She's like the founder and creator of Lash Extensions. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much, JJ. Thank you.
Yeah, so you've been doing this, like, I'm amazed because in the last few years, like, lash extensions have really, like, taken off and grown. But you've had this business, you've been doing it like 20 years or so,
about
right?
20 years, since 1998 to be exact.
Wow.
Yeah, and coming to California, I started my business officially in 2004.
So how did you get first started in this genre?
Oh my gosh, well, here we go. Basically it started, I just wanted to be cute. I wanted to be cute.
Who doesn't, right?
I wanted to be cute, like, right? So I just started basically cutting up little strip lashes and then applying them to myself. At the time, I was a model, a former model, and I was going to auditions, and at the time, it was Polaroids. And I hated how Polaroids looked, so I wanted to really pop my eyes in the Polaroid pictures so I can at least book a job. And sometimes it worked. So the lashes actually really popped in the Polaroids. So from that point, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do all the hot girls at auditions. I'm going to have them come to my kitchen. I'll put lashes on them, and they last for a while. And it was all from just trying to be cute at audition. And actually, one girl turned into 2 girls, turned into 4 girls coming to my kitchen, and it turned to a 6-month waiting list from there.
And you're a New Yorker, so was New York at the time?
Yes, it was New York, and then also it happened also in Los Angeles when I moved here. That was like 2005-ish, yeah. And one celebrity told another celebrity, and everyone, I was the buzz, the buzz on the red carpet, and then it just multiplied from there.
Who was your first celebrity?
My very first celebrity at that time was Brandy and Serena. You know, I hate mentioning their name, but you know, we got they love it. Yeah,
for sure, right?
We're in LA.
Right. So when was that like aha moment of, you know what, maybe I'm going to step away from auditioning myself or those aspects, and I want to pursue this career?
It happened. The aha moment was actually when I didn't want to go to auditions anymore. I didn't want to chase an audition anymore. I wanted to actually be of service to someone, and it made that person smile. Like when they smiled and they loved it and they kept calling me back, that's what made me truly happy. And that's when I knew, like, wow, I really love dressing up, you know, and being part of, you know, her red carpet moment or your wedding or whatever you have going on. So that was my aha moment when that one day I actually got called for a job when I didn't want it anymore, actually, you know,
of course, that's when you get it, right?
Yes, and my agent kept calling and kept saying, like, Dionne, she's laughing on the phone because I'm telling her, you know, earlier, like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, you know, and she goes, but they want to book you. And I'm like, I don't want to go. So I was dreading going to auditions. I hated it. So at some point I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Yeah.
So how did it go from, because I'm assuming when you first started out, were you buying like lashes at a drugstore and cutting them up and you know, using those?
Yeah, the technology was totally different then. It's so totally, you know, expanded now. It was little single individual lashes at the time, and there's also strip lashes. If you look at the strip lash, you can actually cut between the spine of the lash and apply them. So I would just kind of create on myself and just play with different looks, and then now in 2018, you have like volume lashes, Russian lashes, extreme lashes. You have all these different type of lashes. And I like to think that I was the forefront of that. Yeah.
So how did your product kind of develop and evolve over the years?
I think just my early press from people talking about me on the red carpet. I think, you know, manufacturers found out that celebrities was loving this type of tool or type of accessory. So it kind of evolved from manufacturers producing more things and people creating their own, and then people started getting more creative with it. I started getting more creative with it, you know, so it definitely evolved from a single strip lash or a single little lash you should buy in beauty supply stores from that point. Yeah.
And now for your own product, because where do you go to, like your manufacturers, or how do you create your product?
Yeah, I just look at what I like, and I find manufacturers literally 4 o'clock in the morning. That's the real self-made. 4 o'clock in the morning, looking for manufacturers and asking them. I started to have a piece of paper of like drawings that I actually have of lashes. I'm like, can you make this? Can you make it look like this? Can you make it look like this? So it kind of formulated from just talking to different manufacturers overseas, and this was via email all the time. It was a language barrier that was really hard trying to speak to people, and there's not many manufacturers. The cost would be so expensive here in Los Angeles or anywhere in the United States. So I had to, search outward to resource and outsource my products.
I want to hear more about that self-made, those aspects. Like, what were some other things that, like, along the way you were like, oh my gosh, I never thought about how I would have to do that? Or, like, can you talk about some of the discoveries along this journey?
Yes, like when the first time when I had literally 4 people in my kitchen and another one knocking on my door to come, I was like, how am I going to keep up with all these people? Like, how am I going to do this? Like, I can't just write it in a book. This is pre iPhone, what I mean? And I literally had to research salon software and spa software to keep tabs on like the minutes they'll be there, the formula that I use on them, because everyone was customized. So I had to really formulate how a look would look on a particular person. So I researched, software at the time. There wasn't many, credit card machines, so I was taking checks. I was taking cash. I would write it down in my little book, like a little bookie. And that's how I kept up. And that was like the time I'm like, wow, I think I have something here. But really still didn't know that I really had anything. I just thought it would be like a little side hustle, as you say, from the modeling and acting. We had to wait to get our checks at the time, So even now, so I just I would do that on the side. Yeah.
And then how did it grow into being bigger and busier and having your own
oh my gosh,
area?
It grew when I wasn't sleeping. When people, my phone was ringing off the hook because her friend told her friend, and I had some incentives for my lashettes, I call them, to, refer a friend. And it grew, it just grew like crazy. I just didn't sleep. I just worked. I didn't accept no. I didn't say no to anything. I just kept going. My husband, my boyfriend at the time, husband now, wasn't pretty happy about that. But he stuck by me. He supported me. So that's when I knew.
How did you get through? Were there some moments when you thought, oh, this is just too big for me. I don't know if I can do this. Or where you had doubts about it? Anything like that along the way?
Honestly, I didn't really have time. I loved it. I loved every single bit of it. I think when you have doubts is when it's not really passion for you. You know what I mean? So I just I kept going with like, okay, someone called me. What time are you gonna be there? I can be there at this time. I just worked it out. I just made it work. So there wasn't any doubts. The only doubts I would think I would have was like, how can I get to this next appointment when someone wants me at this time and I can't get over there by this time? That was the only doubts at the time. I really didn't know until later that I saw other people starting to do eyelashes, So I'm like, wow, something really caught on here.
Yeah. I have something here. Yeah. So then now you were in a salon. Are you still in a salon?
I'm in my own place now. Yes. I'm in currently in Beverly Hills, and I'm expanding soon in another week. So I'll give you that address later.
Okay.
And that's been a challenge. And at the time, I went to a high-end. One of my clients actually was a spa owner in Beverly Hills, or West LA, that's what it was. And she's like, Dionne, you should come to my place and do these lashes. And I was like, I don't know. I'm auditioning. I'm back and forth New York. I'm not sure if I want to do, I was just kind of didn't want a commitment really. And then I was like, okay, just Mondays only then. And she's okay. Well, Mondays end up turning into an 8-month waiting list. And
Wow.
and it went wildfire, like from all the news medias to I've been on every network, every magazine. It just went like wildfire. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw some of your interviews. So you've been on, because you talk about red carpet glam, and you're like the go-to for the shows.
Yes,
That's great.
it's been fun.
How did that feel when you just like sit back and you're like getting all these requests for those interviews and things? To be
It feels really good. It feels really good. I love being a part of someone's moment. Like, it is your moment, and I'm there. Like, and the eye will be the beholder. Like, you're looking straight into the mic if it's you're a celebrity, and you're talking to a Ryan Seacrest, or you're talking to whoever big host is out there. I'm a part of that, and that feels kind of good. And I can sit back and watch, and I can sit back like, ooh, I should have did it differently that way, or I should have did it differently that way. I get to critique the work. As I see it.
I want to ask about some of that work. So how do you know, for people, I know some of us, like me, I'll just go to the drugstore and get different things. Like, what are your recommendations for, like, what is best on different eye shape? Or, how do you know, like, okay, she needs this, or what does she? Yeah.
It really depends. Everyone's customized. It's not one look fits all. So some people have small eyes, wide eyes, long eyes, a flat eye, a round face. So it depends on the type of face that you have, the shape of your face that you have, the type of eye you have. You have deep set, you have, round eyes. I hate to say bulging eyes, but bulging eyes, you know what I mean? There's so many different types of looks that some people, some of my clients come in and say, well, I want what she had. I'm like, not necessarily. It may look totally different on you. So I just customize it towards the type of lash. I get creative when I'm doing extensions. I look at the type, I look at the hair, the way the hair is growing. There's so many different things. Also, most importantly, I listen to the client. And they usually tell me, I try to match that vision, what they see in their head. I try to match that as much as I can. It's hard to be in someone's brain, but I try to match that as much as I can. So I basically just customize it for the look. It's not one size fit all, one look. There's different types of lashes, different widths, different types of hair. All those different variables happen.
And what is your process when they come in? Like, how long does it take? What is actually going to go on when they come in to see you?
Well, the process is, come on, we feed you, we give you some alkaline water.
Nice.
But usually, they usually come in. I usually assess them, and I talk to them a little bit. I have a spiel that I give a spiel to them. I give them all the steps of the details that's going to happen, because usually some people are really kind of nervous. They don't know me. I'm the only person in their face besides their intimate other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With that close proximity. And I just explain the process to them and let them know that they're totally relaxed. And I have them lay down in a beautiful bed and a nice, clean environment. And I still explain to them, and I'm just gentle as possible. And I just go ahead and create. Yeah.
Now you've expanded beyond just the lashes now, and you also have a makeup line. Can you tell us a little more about your other products?
Yes, I expanded the D-Lashes collection of lashes to lip glosses and eyeliners and eyeshadows and a lash applicator. What else? Matte lipsticks, which I have on. It's called Hot Sauce.
It's very pretty too. I do.
Saucy. And so I expanded that because I had clients come in, or lashettes. I hate to say clients sometimes. Lashettes come in, they're like, I'm going to this party, and I need a red lipstick. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to provide that for you. So I started, a collection. It was really meant for my lashettes while they're inside the studio. But now I have people like Dionne. I have people literally calling me, I need that Ava. I need the Ava color. I ran out and I'm scraping it and it melted in my car. So I have that type of thing. So I have all different types of looks to complete a Delash look.
I love
basically.
it. Love
it.
All right. I think now maybe you brought a few. I know it's not going to be your full process, but we'll show you a little bit here in the studio. You're going to maybe put some on me here today.
Yes, I will. Yeah. Should we try that now?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the D-Lashes celebrity favorite.
Just pull your mic over a little bit more, and I'll scoot in here closer to you.
Thank you.
Here we go.
So this is the D-Lashes D-Wispy. So I have a 9 SKU of lash styles: D-Wispy, D-Luscious, D-Delicate, D-Bottom. They're all on the website. And this is my 3D lashes. This actually emulates eyelash extensions. Great. So they look just like eyelash extensions. So you can wear this at home. So people who can't get to me in the studio here, or not studio here, but at my studio, they can actually go on my website and purchase the 3D lashes. And these would typically last up until like a month. You know, you can wear
really?
28 applications. Yes, you can. And
So do you need to take them off like when you shower and stuff like that, or do you keep them on?
Some people keep them on, but I like to keep the hair follicle clean and sterile. So take them off at night when you do wear them. And this actually is the eyelash glue. You can get this Revlon, or I have my own as well. And it comes with a brush, so it's easy application that way. Okay. So I call the rim right here the spine of the eyelash. And we're going to just place the adhesive. It sounds prettier when you say adhesive, not glue.
Yeah, it does. Adhesive.
Adhesive. Everything sounds pretty. So we're going to place the adhesive right here on the spine of the eyelash, the 3D lash. And I have a DIY trick that I like to use, and it's called the 13-second D-lash wait. So we're going to wait for like 13 seconds.
Okay.
Put some more on there. You want to be a little...
This is all good, because I never know when I do, at home. I'm like, do I do it right?
Right?
And you don't have the white glue either, so you don't see the glue.
Yeah, the white glue it's usually transparent. It will like dry clear. I also have another trick you can do. If you have an eyelash curler at home, you can place the curl of the lash inside your eyelash curler for an easier application. Another trick there,
I like it.
So I'm gonna need you to come over here.
Okay.
And so you're gonna wait 13 seconds for the adhesive to dry a little bit. And then you're gonna start at the very end of your eye near your ear. For listeners who can't hear. And sometimes you want to pre-cut it just in case the lash is too long for your eye. And I'm so used to doing this like in my sleep. So, and then we're going to apply it. We're going to see this before and after. This is going to be intense. I love it. And I do have black and brown because you're blonde, and we can try to want to match your brows and your hairline with the lash.
So on blondes, you normally do brown?
Yeah, I usually do brown, or I mix it. Go ahead and open for me. Ooh, okay. Can you look in the camera?
Yeah, there we go, guys.
Can you see that? It's the before and after.
Popping?
It's popping. And so these would be great for television, since you're on television. These would be great for television. So seeing it last. And usually sometimes you can also blend with a little mascara if you want to. But usually this lash will give you that intensity. Can you feel that?
I can.
I'm gonna actually fix it, because you're not supposed to feel anything actually. But
no, I mean, I can just see. No, I don't feel like the normally when I've done this with the drugstore ones, I can feel them on there. Yeah, so, it definitely feels much more just normal.
That's great.
And even though they're so really intense, it doesn't feel like I have a lot on there.
Oh, that's great. So the trick also too with strip lashes is to make sure you don't go beyond the brow bone of your nose. That way it's not bugging you inside your eye, and you're not playing with it all night. These I should have cut a little bit for you. Your eye's a little bit smaller.
I know. Wow, we put you on the spot here with this quick one.
And
so for people who have small eyes like I do, what type of lash would you recommend?
Well, we can actually cut these a little bit. You can cut them on the very end. The longer part of the strip lash, you can cut them on the very end, and then that will actually fit your eye a lot better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, so the second one, I don't want to leave you with one lash hanging on there.
Me out.
Yeah, balance you out. And then, but usually normally the extension session will take about 1 hour. It used to take me a lot longer. A lot more lash techs are taking like 2 hours. It depends on the experience of the lash person as well. So 13 seconds, we're going to wait.
Okay.
I'm going to really fix this.
And you were also saying on the way in here that you do mobile visits.
Yeah, I do house calls throughout my lash days. I want to make sure I get this right. I should have cut it. But yeah, it sticks right on. And this adhesive will stay on typically literally all day. Go ahead and open for me. Yeah, you are ba-ba-boom. And these are a little bit, I have natural ones, more natural ones, but this is great for television when you're on. I hope it doesn't look at me. Yeah, we're going to make sure that these are really strong. I will go a little bit lighter on these, but we're doing this on camera right now.
Yeah, right, yeah. So, we didn't get it tested before. We're just going to go for it.
We just jumped right into it.
Exactly. I love it.
They look great. But you are, you're ready to party.
I got to find something to do tonight
right?
now. Yeah,
let me make sure that it's looking great. Look down for me. Okay. Perfect.
Yay.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
All
right.
That was a quickie.
love it. I love
good.
Woo.
Yes.
All right. And I noticed that your lipstick also matches your fingernails while you're doing that, which is fantastic.
Yes. It's usually I do like a lighter color, either a white or a nude color for my nails, because I never know when I'm gonna. Again, my modeling days are going to be on television, so. But now it's just a little bright, and it's great being in people's face with my bright fingers.
Yeah, and it's summer, you got to go for it.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
All right, I want to get back to a little bit more about your business for those people out here who are listening and trying to like grow their own business as well. Any other like, challenges you've faced, like starting the business and advice that you have for people doing so themselves?
Challenges sometimes come with a little bit of self-doubt, like, wow, I think I do have a business, now. And there's accountability with me. People are counting on me to be there and to show up. A lot of times you hear about stylists like canceling on you at the last minute. I didn't want to be one of those stylists. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to always be there and show up for them, and that should be automatic. Other challenges was just finding products that really work for my clients and that they like, that they love. So those are the challenges I say. And business too is expanding. Sometimes financial for a lot of business can be a challenge. You're expanding. You want to make sure you can cover your expenses. So things like that are usually challenges.
What kind of marketing tools do you use?
Oh my gosh, I use every social platform there is. Right now, that's our world. I say, if you're not on social media or anywhere, you won't be relevant. Relevant. I can't say it. Yes.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Yeah. So you have to be on every social platform. Even if you do, once a week posts, you don't have to be overwhelmed with it. You don't always have to show, or tell your business. You can create what you want. We're in a world right now, things are really easy and accessible. If you don't know something, Google it. Go to the University of Google. Find it. I spent plenty of time on Google till 4 a.m. finding, resources for myself. Yeah.
Do you have like a network of people that you rely on, or that you've built, or are you just pretty much powering through your,
At the beginning, it was myself. It's always yourself. You just have to show up. And I found people that I network with, or I can kind of use as my soundboard. My poor husband. It's not about me all the time, so honey, I'm sorry. Anyway, so and I also find mastermind groups. It's so important for other women, and also mastermind group with other men, because they think differently than we do. They have a different mindset of how we handle things and how we do things in business.
How do you find those groups?
Those groups are like a huge help for any beginning entrepreneur, or even an entrepreneur who's been around for a while. Like, you still have to keep learning, still growing, finding out new ways to do things. Like, those are really important, because sometimes, being an entrepreneur is lonely. And when you're with other fellow people that are entrepreneurs and doing similar things of they can understand some of your challenges.
How do you go about finding those mastermind groups? Are you looking at groups on YouTube? Are you going to networking events? Or how do you build it?
I want to surround myself with all beauty people. So I go to a lot of beauty networking events. I find a lot of them on Instagram. Sometimes I get lost in the rabbit hole of looking at pages.
Right?
Right?
And an hour goes by.
And you're like, wait, it's 2 a.m. Go to sleep. I have clients in the morning. And then, but sometimes I shut it off, and whatever comes to me will be for me. So throughout the day, I'm talking to people and I meet people that way. But mostly, I kind of research and find groups that are like-minded.
What elements do you attribute to your success?
Elements? Ooh.
Yeah.
Elements I contribute is persistence and showing up. Showing up, and passion, so much passion. When you have passion, people are getting into, lashes or any other business for the money. It's not always about the money. Yes, I know you have probably rent or your mortgage or whatever you have going on for expenses, but when you have passion, all that just follows. All that just comes to you, and more. My cup runneth over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it comes. So those are elements I think you need, and especially now, I think, is patience. people are not patient these days. They want to be the CEO tomorrow. They want to be a multi-billionaire. Now is a new word, not millionaire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Billionaire.
Yeah, the Forbes just came out, right?
Yeah, we know about that. You know, so having patience and showing up and doing the work, you know, don't half-step it. Do the work.
Speaking of that, I want to talk about that because I know there was like some controversy with that because it was like, well, some people are claiming that it's easier when you come from money to create more money like that.
Yes.
I read you started this business with $65.
$65.
Yeah. So can you
yes.
talk a little bit more? Like I know you've said self-made already, but like, yeah, how you created that from what you had.
Yeah, and like literally, I just bought a little bit of product, and each time I had a client, I saved half the money. Half of the appointment time. You know, I had my markup of it, and I saved half that appointment. And I grew that, and I grew it to software. Then I grew it to more products. Then I grew it, you know, I just used my profits to grow my business that way. I didn't take out a loan. I didn't ask my parents. I didn't ask friends. I literally, you know, $65. I had 3 20s, you know what I mean? And 1 5.
Yeah.
And, you know, so, and I went out 5 before 5, and I gave out 5 cards to people. I went to places I never would go to. I went to coffee shops I didn't go to. I stood in line at valet lines and talked to people, and not like creepy talk to. You know, I let them talk to me. Where'd you get your shoes? Who does your hair? You know, then I led into a conversation, you know, and that's how I build my business.
So you called it 5 before 5? Was
5
that
before
going to
5.
5 people before 5?
Yes, before 5
Love it.
o'clock. Yes.
Yeah.
5 people for 5.
What other like simple goals like that, or not simple, but like goals like that, or like little, you know, targets did you set for yourself, kind of along the way?
Yeah, I set targets where I knew exactly what number I needed for each day, each week, each month, for the year, and I set that goal. And I'm an athlete, so I wanted to, you know, have that. I compete against myself, basically. You know what I mean? But I also knew where my balance was too. I made sure I eat, because I wasn't eating half the time, and my butt was spreading over the chair. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm sure you were sitting down a lot in the job.
A lot, you know,
working,
and used to be working out and going to classes and things like that. So I had goals for myself to set. You know, I knew my numbers, and I think that's very important within it. It's not, you know, some of the styles I go to, I can tell like they're charging me more one day than the next time because they have rent to pay. You know what I mean? Gotcha. And be consistent, because that will keep the longevity of your clients as well.
Well, since you mentioned sports, and we do also love to talk sports and adventure here.
Oh, really?
So tell me what sports you played, or what sports or activities you still enjoy.
Well,
now.
my husband is a sports fanatic, so I just kind of sit there and watch the butts, or watch
Baseball. Which butts are your favorite?
He watches.
Uniforms.
Oh my God, he just flips the channel and watches all of them. I don't know, but I ask him like, why is that guy with the broom? Like, how much do you think he gets paid a year with the broom thing on the baseball on the field? Yeah. So I kind of watch little odd things like that. I don't know why when I'm watching sports. So, but I was a competitive cheerleader.
Okay.
You know, cheerleader. I ran track. I did high jump, but I was a cheerleader because I didn't have time to do other sports, basically. And then I got into weights, working out, and training, and fitness shows. So, and a part of my modeling at the time was, you know, fitness.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So I know you said that, how does that discipline in those kind of sports help you as an entrepreneur?
Oh my God, tremendously. They help with discipline, you know, discipline, and again, I could keep saying, showing up and being there. The muscle, I'm working my mind muscle, I'm working my, you know, my body muscle. So those things are similar to each other, you know, and as an entrepreneur, there's so many different things you're tackling. So when you're working out and you're training and you got to be strong, you're ready for anything, you know. So that's how it helped me. Yeah, it keeps me sharp and focused. Yeah.
Well, I think we're just about out of time.
No!
I know it goes so fast, doesn't it? I know. I'm like, any other, like, you know, tips or words of wisdom, or any last things you want to say before we run out of time here?
I would say just do what you love, do it passionately, walk in the room boldly, and just live your best life, because we only got one.
And it goes so fast.
It goes fast because like already it's Tuesday.
Yeah, we're just saying this whole summer, like it's going by.
Yes, but I love what I do, and I would love to lash out everyone in Los Angeles or wherever, because they come from all over the place. And I'm here. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, your passion and your love for it just exudes from you. You're so wonderful and just such a bright spirit.
Yes, come and have Lash and Light with me.
I am going to. I'll get on the waiting list. I want to get lashed out. And I want to be a lashette, right?
Yes,
I want to be a lashette.
Definitely.
Tell everybody again, where they can either come to see you in Los Angeles, or I know for people across the country, they can also get your kits. Tell everybody where they can get
you can find me at dlashes.com. That's DLASHES.com. On every social platform. That's D-Lashes on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, D-Lashes by Dionne Phillips. And I download my app. I have a D-Lashes app. And you can make appointments. You can see videos. You can see this interview. And you can send selfies to me, little lash selfies. And I would love to see everyone and lash them out and have a great time. And then also my new location is in Beverly Hills as well, 8383 Wilshire Boulevard.
All right. Well, thank you. Everybody go follow her. Go get your lash on. Feel fantastic. Make your eyes pop.
Me.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you
Thanks
so
for having
much.
me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's it for today, guys. We will see you again here next week on Tuesday, which will be our 50th episode, and we have from the Girl Talk Network, Sarah Pendrick. So it's going to be a big celebration in here. I love all the girl power.
Thank you. Lash out.
See you next week. Bye-bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.